What I want to talk about on today's call is the state of marketing, the power of focus, Facebook advertising, the best 3 sales questions, video marketing, the importance of faces.
This call is being recorded.
So what I want to talk about on the call is what I'm calling the best follow-up campaign ever built. And I want to give full credit on this to Darren, because Darren and I had a really long talk. And what we talked about was like, you know, you have all these leads and some are hot and some are cold and some are new and some are old. It's like a fucking Dr. Seuss riddle. And we put so much time into what we call action plans, right? Like if you use Curaytor, or if you use Infusionsoft, or if you use any kind of marketing automation technology, what most of the current follow-up campaigns consist of is calls, emails, text, and to-dos. So it might say, hey, Darren, you got a lead, call him now. And then it might drip an email. And then 3 days later, it might drip another one. But like, let's be honest, you guys, let's just be really honest with ourselves. Action plans suck. No matter how good they are, no matter how effective they are, there's just a status quo. Like, how many things should we send? What should they say? What do we do if they respond to it? And what I want to really focus on is that we actually spend way too much time on action plans for every lead. And we don't spend enough time on action plans for the best leads. Maybe if we identify that a lead's good, we switch them to a different campaign. Or maybe when you identify that a lead's good, you set a task to not forget about them, or you put them on a notepad or something. But I think we can do better. And Darren had a great idea around physical action plans. Think of it as IRL. So we're getting inbound leads from the internet, but what if we actually sent them a physical gift? There's actually an interesting phenomenon I want you guys to look up later today called the Internet of Things. And the simple definition from Forbes is that basically any device with an on-off switch can be connected to the internet. And it's really cool. Like I have a Nest thermostat, and then I have a sprinkler system called Ratio. And I can go on my phone. I can even actually tell Alexa, hey, Alexa, turn the air conditioning down 2 degrees. And it will literally turn my physical air conditioner down. I can go on my phone and say, hey, Ratio, water my backyard only for the next 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, these sprinklers pop up out of the ground. So I was thinking about that concept that like some of the coolest experiences that we have as a consumer are when you marry digital with the door. Right? Like it's not just an email, it's an envelope. It's not just a text, it's a treat. So there's some really cool companies that make facilitating this idea of when we identify a lead as good, we should then triple down. We should actually invest in literal things to send to that person. One company that does this and makes it easy is called Loop and Tie. They allow you to send a simple message that says, hey, Darren actually thought you might like to choose one of these gifts. You may send that as a thank you for their time. Hey, the other day, I had such a great conversation with you that I wanted to, show you that I really appreciate it. Grab yourself something from this collection of gifts on Loop and Tie. There's another company that we use called Bond, BOND.co. Bond.co is kind of an internet of things. You go on your phone, you type a message, and then a robot hand writes that note and it mails it to them with a beautiful seal. Amazing sort of quality to the card that you send. There's another company called Shopify. As you guys may or may not know, we are using Shopify to power our online store. So if you go to curatorshop.com, that is actually powered by Shopify. So the idea is that there are now these digital interfaces that will send physical objects. So here's what I want you guys to think about. And this is what we'll get into after the call and go around the horn. what are the 3 to 4 physical touch points that we want to send our best leads? And how can we create a standard operating procedure around that? This doesn't scale and it doesn't have the impact needed to apply resources to it if it can't become standardized. Maybe it's as simple as this. They talk to us, they get a book. A couple days go by, they get a bond in the mail, which is a note. A couple more days go by, they get a bag, right? That would be from Shopify, like a tote bag. And then a couple more days go by and they get a bonus. Something maybe catered to their preferences, or maybe a shirt or a hat. All of these things can be cadenced and scheduled as soon as the lead stage is changed. So I want you guys to think about this for yourself. Think about how many funnels you've been in as a consumer. You register for this thing, you download this thing, you opt in over here. And we would normally judge a company's follow-up based on call, text, or email, based on content marketing, based on a YouTube video they sent, based on a white paper they wrote. But how many of you have actually been in a funnel that included physical gifts, that included touches that were real, not touch screen? Envelopes are better than emails, guys, when it's a good lead. Books are better than blog posts. Trust me. Treats are better than text. So what I want us to do is I want us to invest more in the leads that are most likely to close. And I want us to spend a lot less time on figuring out what drip email number 16 should be. We need to triple down in sales on the great leads and what they get. Marketing's job, by the way, is to nurture the rest. Now, here's the good news. When you actually apply this best action plan ever, this sort of physical action plan, when you do this for your best leads, you're actually not investing in a lead that doesn't close. You're actually investing in someone who's about to become a client. So as an example, right now, 40% of the people that we do a demo with sign the document. This would go to them and the 60% that didn't. But if you think about that, if 40% of the people that we talk to buy, well, then we're not really spending any money on them, because the cost of the book and the shirt and the postcard is insignificant once they become a customer. Jeremy told me that he actually ended up closing 60% of his demos last month. So if Jeremy would have mailed a book and mailed a note and mailed a shirt to all of those people, he would have been sending 60% of the stuff to current clients, not leads. And the goal of this action plan is to increase the conversion rate of your best leads and to stop focusing so much time on the leads that suck. It definitely takes money to make money. But with this approach, we're not just going to buy leads, we're going to buy clients. The most important part of this is that it's going to make our brand and our process stand out, become memorable, and become more referable, which is obviously priceless. The cost of the goods we ship will be insignificant compared to the return on that investment if we focus this ultimate action plan on the leads who are most likely to buy. I think the future of marketing is following up with less people more effectively and ignoring the ones that aren't ready to buy, not figuring out how to keep them engaged. Thanks for your time, guys. Hey, this is Chris. Thanks for listening to my call. If you enjoyed the call, please subscribe right now. Also, share the episode and use the hashtag #CallsWithChris. Every week, I choose a few people randomly to win a free signed copy of the conversion code, my USA Today best-selling book. You can also visit Curaytor.com. That's Curaytor.com to learn more about my company, which is the one I'm running during these calls. We help small businesses grow faster, and we've been featured recently by Inc., Forbes, Fortune, and Entrepreneur magazine.